could say a lot about this game before you ever pick up a controller. You could say it's another rehash, another example of Nintendo milking the past instead of looking to the future. You could say it's just a collection of old games you've played 100 times before, even purchased 100 times before. You know something? You'd be right. You'd be absolutely right. But after that, if you did pick up the controller, you wouldn't put it down. You'd be stuck in the past too, as glued to your television now as you were in 1986. These games, they have this intangible magic that never fades, that never gets old, that never stops being fun. You could say a lot about NES Remix, but more than anything else, it never stops being fun. You know, at first glance, playing NES Remix would seem like going through an old yearbook. It's just a flood of memories, so vivid you can almost see your childhood passing by, in pixels. But if you think that's all this is, just another nostalgia trip, take another look. This game's obviously a celebration of the past, but it's not just like a picture of your old girlfriend. It's meeting up with her and finding out she has a new haircut, she lost the glasses, and she stopped doing that annoying thing where you had to blow on her pin connectors. So NES Remix is all about its characters. Most of them are like 30 years old. There's Mario, Donkey Kong, Link, the whole crew. But there's also a character working behind the scenes, so to speak. A slightly younger character who likes to fart. See, NES Remix is basically just the NES version of WarioWare. Had that game come out in 1989, this is what it would have looked like. NES Remix takes the games that defined a generation and deconstructs them. What you're left with are micro games, just tiny pieces of gaming excellence, only rearranged and completely out of context. It kind of makes no sense, but it also makes perfect sense. So there's 16 NES games sampled here. You get the obvious heavy hitters, as well as a couple surprises. Urban Champion, I'm looking at you. And each of those games has their own set of micro games. And they start easy enough. The first Zelda game just has you picking up your sword. But it's not long before that changes. You're never doing anything that isn't a simple action from that game. But NES Remix has you doing them in crazy new ways. You get to the goalpost in Mario, but with the level as a silhouette. Jump over Donkey Kong's barrels when you can't see them coming. What's so brilliant about NES Remix is that it takes the most familiar moments in gaming history and makes them unfamiliar, and that plays on your expectations in really clever ways. Now, in total, there are more than 200 of these challenges, and it's actually bigger than it sounds, as some of the microgames actually have several parts. So they might jump from Excite Bike to Ice Climber and Clue Clue Land within the same microgame, which is awesome. The game totally has that frantic, fast-paced feel that defines the WarioWare games. In fact, this is a better WarioWare game than Game & Wario. And again, half the fun comes from the ridiculousness of it all. You get to save Mario from Donkey Kong as Luigi. You get to save Pauline as Link, who, by the way, still can't jump, so good luck with those barrels. Now, on the negative side, no multiplayer, which really seems like a missed opportunity. The hectic gameplay, combined with the nostalgia and the clever design, seems like you could really do some cool things with multiplayer here, but unfortunately, NES Remix doesn't. But on the plus side, it does support off-screen play, which is awesome. So is the music. And there's a lot of stuff, too. Each level has 3 possible stars, so you're always pushing yourself to get that perfect score. There's a ton of collectible 8-bit stamps, which you can use in the Miiverse. You know, all the complaints you could make about this game, they really do go away as soon as you pick up the controller. It's kind of amazing, actually, how games this old can still be this great. And it's a testament to how strong their design is, that you can break them down and build them up into these crazy gaming Frankensteins, and they're still great. Yeah, it sucks that Metroid and Kid Icarus aren't here, and sure, multiplayer would have been nice, but they can fix that in NES Remix too. And then follow that with Super NES Remix, and then Nintendo 64 Remix. And yeah, we'll complain about rehashes, Then we'll blow up Bowser with a Morph Bomb. And our only complaint will be that there's no NES Remix 3. Look, I don't mind revisiting the past. Not when the past has never been better.